Now we are receiving our first international speaker. So welcome to our speakers and welcome for our first speaker from Japan.
Hi, hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Itoyanagi Sakura, and this is my GitHub ID, AYCABD cover, and I'm RDoc, Ruby's standard documentation libraries RDoc maintainer. Sorry, I'm really nervous. Okay. Okay. I understand system now. And this is Asakusa.rb's photo. I'm a member of Asakusa.rb. This is Ruby's community in Japan. In Asakusa.rb, we organize meetup for Ruby every Tuesday. I'm going to Asakusa.rb every Tuesday. And this is my company, Space Pirates. Space Pirates is a sponsor of the conf. I'm from Japan, and I'm a member of Ruby core team. I'm from Japan. This is Japan. Do you know Japan? Oh, so famous country. Me too, I know. And this is Brazil. Do you know Brazil? Oh, so famous. Great country. And bigger than Japan. And Brazil is the backside of Japan, you know? This is backside. Over 12,000 kilometers through the Earth. 12,000 kilometers. Okay, too far and too hard. Hard means Earth. So many routes from Japan to Brazil. So I decided to go to Brazil via Europe. Europe. Do you know Europe? It's so famous and maybe countries. Okay. So my hobby is climbing. This is Mont Blanc mountain range. Do you know Mont Blanc? Mont Blanc and right side is Grand Juras. This is hardest climbing mountain in European Alps. So this is route. Grand Juras via normal route. I climbed it, but the glaciers condition was bad. I escaped from 3,430 meters height point 2 days ago. So I went to forget this climbing route as soon as possible. So this is I'll talk about terminal with your life. Okay? Terminal with your life. I talk about confused terminal processing routes in your computers.
companies
development environment and what way do you use console applications, browser for front end with text editor or IDE? Do you use console applications for development? Browser with text editor. IDE. Thank you. Today I'll talk about console applications. Console on Unix-like OS. This is on Unix-like OS's processing steps. Users press key, keyboard driver processing, and terminal emulator processing, line discipline processing, TTY driver processing, and UC capture. First step, users press key. This is hard step. You use your finger. You know? Do you use finger to press key? And next step, keyboard driver. Keyboard driver processes your pressing key by your finger, by your small muscles. And after that, on Unix-like OSs, uses terminal emulator. This is inside the kernel. The rudimentary terminal is a good mix of typewriter and cable and printer. This is old type. This is first time terminal. Do you know? Do you know this one? Old type. Back then, all types used different characters and control code set on terminal. So different machines cannot connect and processing each other's. So Unix started to provide compatible terminal emulator layer that is based on VT100. This is VT100, famous rare terminal, but this is so old. Do you know? VT100 is introduced in August 1978. So old computer by DEC, Digital Equipment Corporation. Most Unix-like operating systems still have VT100 compatible terminal emulator. Maybe almost software engineers use terminal for Git or Shell and others. You are on VT100 compatible terminal emulators in present day. And the next step, line discipline. This is a simple line editor in kernel. But this is an old system because this line discipline has two modes, cooked mode and raw mode. This cooked mode or canonical mode is the same. Cooked mode has backspace, clear line, and redraw screen. So simple features, only simple features. So maybe you can use cooked mode at failed Unix-like operating. For example, Linux failed to boot. Failed to boot. You can see cooked mode. It's an old mode. But this is too simple in the present day. So this raw mode, next mode, raw mode is important. I'll talk about this later. And next step is TTY driver. This is for much terminal emulator with session. This is for much users at first, but this is for much terminals in a day and age. Do you use terminal multiplexer, screen, or TMX, and others? So many. I'm using TMX. The terminal multiplexers handle the TTY drivers. And these applications connect TTY driver terminal app in macOS, PUTTY on Windows, XTerm for X Windows system. And after that, use characters. Congratulations, you are the computer master. Okay. This is so important steps. And I talk about line discipline raw mode. To get back to what I was saying. Some terminal applications have so powerful user interfaces, Bash or and others. Emacs like key bindings, history, complement,
As a language developed by veterans, you can expect this also a great IDE.
and in many cases, the rich user interface is provided by GNU Readline with raw mode of line display. Because line display provide only raw mode and cooked mode, but cooked mode is so simple, so GNU Readline is re-implementations of new cooked mode. I think that it's a brand new cooked mode line display on application layer. Okay. Have you used Readline library? Any languages? Some users. Do you use GNU Readline? Some users, and this is powerful line editor for terminal emulator. It's used by shell, TC shell, Bash, Z shell, and repo, IRB in Ruby or Ruby Pry or Python interpreter, and MySQL command line tool, and GNU project debugger GDB for C, or C++ or other languages. All applications use GNU Readline inside. So maybe you are already using Reline, so I will ask again. Do you use GNU Readline? so many users. So I think GNU Readline is so important software for many applications or terminal some live. And now I'm a member of Ruby core team. Do you use Ruby? Oh, so many users. I know that 3 or 4 years ago, this is Ruby Camp version, right? And Ruby has Readline standard library, but it needs GNU Readline library when you build Ruby. Okay, you should install GNU Readline before installing Ruby. So you build Ruby means, for example, by hand, configure and make, and after that make install, or by RBAMP. Do you use RBAMP? So many users. Or do you use RBAMP? I know that Travis CI is using RBAMP inside.
So, if JavaScript is not statically typed,
so, and how to install GNU Readline? macOS will install Readline, Ubuntu Linux, sudo apt-get blah blah blah, FreeBSD blah blah blah. This is very important information. Please take picture and share your Twitter or Facebook, right? Or if you take this picture, you can become a hero on Stack Overflow. Okay, this is so important information for Ruby. And if you build Ruby without GNU Readline, Ruby does not provide Readline library. This is so critical and serious. If Ruby doesn't provide Readline library, IRB cannot complete classes, modules, methods, and variables name. Or pry fails to launch. It's so serious. Pry fails to launch. Maybe this rabbit retrieve prize soul from pry. Pry fails to launch. One day, a child received a new computer as a birthday present from tender parents. Okay? The child says, "Thank you, my tender parents. Can I install Ruby to my great machine?" Wow! Happy day! Wrong story. Tender parents not in satisfaction. The child presses commands below. wget blah 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 Ruby turbo URL and xvzf blah 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 tar.gz and change directory Ruby blah 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 and configure and make result GNU Readline. Wow! IRB. The child says, "Can't complete class names." So sad. Tender parents say, "Ruby core team is developing many standard tools. You should use Pry now." Pry. sorry, you cannot use Pry without Reline or a compatible library. Possible solutions, blah blah blah. But you know this solution.
When we say native, in this case,
Okay. You know, this is so important information for installing Ruby for Pry. You know, you can use this information for Stack Overflow. And the child says, so sad. This is the child's laptop. This is birthday present. And this is Terminator. This photo is Grandiose Pampansu Glacier, you know, around 3,000 meters height, and it's me, and so hard conditions. And Terminator says, please wait. I'm developing pure Ruby Readline compatible library for Ruby core. Wow, this is best information for solution for Pry. It's Reline. Really? Yes. Wrong story. Reline is a Readline compatible pure Ruby library for Ruby core. I'm developing, but it's so hard because Readline is created so many years ago, maybe 30 or 40 years ago. So many Readline has so many features. Emacs key bindings and so line editings and history handling and you know a VI mode, VI mode of Readline. Do you know VI mode in Readline? Oh, some users. Do you use VI mode in Readline? Oh, we are friends. Let's go to Burr after the conf. Me too. Under that, in Emacs, Emacs has kill link for yank and paste, but Readline has simple kill link like Emacs. It's so hard feature for re-implementation Readline as Reline. It's so hard. So I'm developing, but maybe I can provide Reline at next Ruby 2.6 or 2.7. If you build Ruby without GNU Readline, Readline standard library uses Reline inside. Maybe next Ruby 2.6. Maybe next Ruby 2.6 or 2.7. I cannot promise. So if I failed, I can I provide Reline for Ruby 3 or later, Ruby 4, Ruby 5, Ruby 10, Ruby X. But one day I can provide a Reline for Ruby core. Okay. I'll explain Reline implementation. Reline changes line discipline to raw mode. And Reline handles all console screen. line editing. Line editing is so hard because so many key bindings, Emacs mode and BM mode. So I should develop Emacs mode and BI mode, but I'm Vim user, so I don't know Emacs features well. For example, kill link and so moving descriptions and others. So it's so hard work to implementation. And next, compilation. GNU Readline's compilation is so complex because they have so long history. So GNU Readline has so many compilation options. So I'm porting GNU Readline or other compatible libraries, compilation, implementations, but it's so hard. And Emacs binding and BA binding and Emacs or BA features. I'm implementing. I'm developing it and settings by .input.rc, including changes to BI binding. Do you use .input.rc? Few users. So okay, maybe I should not develop input.rc. This input.rc feature is so big. For example, you can use macro, keyboard macro, so complex keyboard macro for readline. For example, control SU. If you type control SU, insert SU do to top of line. You can set in .input.rc, but it's so complex features. So if I destroy all .input.rc users, including me, I should not implement this feature. But I destroy me. No one can develop Reline. So this is bad solution. All features are so. All features has so long history. So all features are so hard to implementation. And Ruby core gem values Windows support. Do you use Ruby on Windows? No one. Oh, so maybe I can drop a Windows support. Perfect information. Thank you. No. I should support Windows. Okay. I know. So Reline uses Windows API on Windows. It's also so hard side problems. This is exactly what Ruby core gems works because it contains many Unicode handling for string class. For example, character wide in multi-byte character, for example, Japanese kanji or Chinese kanji and Koreans some characters and Russians characters and emoji. Back then, many international users cannot understand much about characters. So why this character two characters wide, for example, kanji or others and others, but emoji became to be famous. International users said Unicode support is very important, but back then wide character is not important for computer users. But now emoji we should support Unicode for emoji or kanji and others. So, chat, I'm glad to hear that. Readline support is better. But original IRB author Keiju-san is developing Reline. It's multi-line editor like browser's JavaScript console. Do you use browser's JavaScript console? Me too. So many users. Keiju-san is developing a browser Reline. It's multi-line editor like browser's JavaScript console for new IRB. I joined development of Reline after Reline. Okay, Ruby's line editors that I talked today. GNU Readline. This is Unix library that is written by C. And Readline. This is Ruby's standard library. And Reline, purely re-implementation and porting. This is by I'm developing this Reline and Readline, multi-line editor library. This is developing by Keiju-san. This is Keiju-san is developing this Readline. Maybe Ruby 3. Do you know Ruby 3? Maybe around 2020, Ruby 3 will be released. Ruby's author Mats is saying Ruby 3 is 3 times faster than Ruby 2 or Sasada-san, a member of Ruby core team. Sasada-san is saying Ruby 3 provides new threading architecture and others. So many Ruby core team members is thinking new features for Ruby. So maybe Ruby 3 feature Ruby must be greater more 3 or 4 or 5 or X. So you should not remember the complex names. Readline, Readline. I cannot read this Readline. Okay. Thank you. This is today's terminal is complex. Okay, and the terminator solves it. And bright feature of children with Ruby, Ruby 3 or 4 or 5 or X. Okay, thank you. I have some sometime. Any questions?
We are sharing code with them. So why not to
Okay.
discussing on our build scripts?
Any questions for children? What Terminator?
The first one is performance. The grade of version.
Okay, he's so strong, alpine climber. Back then, so heavy storm in this mountain, so there are so hard climbing and so many crevasses. 400. This is not technical talk. Okay. I stop to talk about alpine climbing. So, if you want to know alpine climbing, please contact me after this the curve. Okay.
The API is always stable.
No question.
The release date
Okay.
ship it with
Thank you.
4.10.